Buenos días, NDPA. Hoy es lunes, el 20 de octubre, y tenemos una semana completa esta semana. I hope we are able to enjoy this full week of school. We have a lot of after-school activities starting this week, so teachers, please pay attention to Noticias and share that information with your students. The one I want to make sure that you're aware of is the basketball intramurals start today. Some robotics things start this week, and anyway, some activities down at the K through 4 building as well. So teachers, please read over your Noticias, share that information with your students so they're aware of all the after-school activities. We also have picture makeup day is tomorrow. So the pictures that are going to be taken that day are, if you purchased pictures last time and you didn't like them, then you can get your pictures retaken tomorrow, but you need to bring those old pictures back with you. Okay? And then also we'll be doing like the whole 7th grade class picture together, 8th grade and 9th grade. There will be no sports or other extracurricular after-school activity excuse me, pictures tomorrow. We will do all of those like in February. So all the musical stuff, sports, cheer, dance, all those different groups, Eco Geeks, all those different groups and clubs, we'll take your pictures, I think in February is when we do that. So it shouldn't be too much of a disruption. We hope to have it all done by time advisory is over. And that would be it. So before I let you go, I just want to share one quick experience I had this weekend because I think it relates well to school. Last night, we were making some pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. And anyway, so we're making these cookies and following the recipe, and it was my job to kind of bake them at this point. And I put them on the pan, and they were kind of soupy, a little runnier than I thought, maybe, I don't know. But I put them in the oven, they started to cook, I pulled them out, and they were mushy still. So I thought, maybe they're not cooked long enough. So I put them back in for a couple more minutes, pulled them out, let them cool down, and when I went to like scrape them off the pan and put them on the little cooling sheet, they just kind of glumped together. And I thought, well, maybe I didn't cook them long enough. It said 10 to 15 minutes. I did 12, so I put a new batch of cookies on the pan, put them in for 15 minutes, and this time they were nice and burnt and stuck on the bottom and stuck on the pan, but they were still pretty mushy in the middle. So I thought, well, maybe they got stuck to the pan. So I scraped those all off, and I threw the first pan away. I threw this pan away. Not the pan, but the pan of cookies. And then I thought, maybe I need to spray the pan with something so they don't stick. And then they can cook even a little bit longer. So I sprayed the pan, put some more cookies on, put them in. These ones didn't stick as much, but I cooked them like 17 to 20 minutes. And they were just flat burnt on the bottom and still pretty mushy in the middle. So, not knowing what to do, I looked up on YouTube how to cook some pumpkin chocolate chip cookies, and nothing really helped me at this point because I already had like the dough mixed, the batter stuff, whatever mixed. And so I called my mom, and she didn't answer her phone. And so I was kind of stuck, and then my wife came in and I showed her the problem that I was having, and she was a little upset that I had thrown 2 batches of cookies away. But she said, you need to add more flour. So we added some more flour, that thickened it up. We put this next batch in, and they came out wonderfully. So how does this relate to school? Well, if my assignment, my homework was to do a batch of cookies, my first attempt was not good. I don't know what grade I would have given myself because I followed the recipe, I thought. I think I didn't put in enough flour, obviously. I think I doubled the recipe for everything else, and I might have forgotten to double the recipe on the flour. I'm not sure what I did wrong. But my first attempt was bad. It wasn't good. It wasn't an A. I followed all the instructions, so I had thought. I did the steps, and it didn't turn out right. I got the wrong answer. The cookies were bad. But instead of just turning in my assignment and throwing the whole batch away and saying, I don't know how to bake cookies, I made a small adjustment. I cooked them longer, which was still wrong. And then I sprayed the pan and cooked them even longer, which was still wrong. And it wasn't until I started asking other people and I got the help that I needed, we added the flour, it was really my 4th try that made the cookies come out well. And actually we added some flour, we baked these ones. They still didn't look quite right. They were way, way better than originally. So we added a little bit more flour to what was left. And finally, instead of having like 36 cookies, we ended up with about 18 really good pumpkin cookies. But the point was, by the end, I know now how to cook cookies. And I also know that if my cookie batter is too runny, then next time I'll add flour sooner and see if that helps. Much like with our assignments, sometimes I think as students and teachers also, we do the assignment once and we turn it in. And the teacher gives it back to us and we get a grade. And the grade is either what we were expecting or lower than we were expecting. And if it's lower than we were expecting, we say, oh man, I must not know how to bake cookies. And then we move on. Instead of taking the opportunity to say, well, what did I do wrong? And maybe asking for help, asking the teacher to explain why your assignment didn't receive the amount of points you think it deserved. Or asking a friend or a parent and doing it again and maybe again until you have a product that's worth turning in. And sometimes as teachers, I wonder why we expect the kids to get it right on the very first try and turn it in and we grade it and we give it back and say, oh, horrible cookies. You can't cook. Move on. That's kind of how I felt at first, but I thought, I'm going to get these cookies right because we had promised to go take them to somebody and I needed to take them some cookies. I was even ready to just throw them away and go to the store and buy cookies. But I don't know. I was in this mode of trying to figure these cookies out. So this week, I hope that as you turn in your assignments, you do some work. If it's not quite right, ask for help. Ask someone to look at it, to make some adjustments, and then do it again, and maybe even do it again, and maybe you even need to do it again. And then by the final time you turn it in, they were really good pumpkin cookies. The problem is we gave all the good ones away and we made our kids eat all the ones that weren't so good. Anyway, we'll make some more pumpkin chocolate chip cookies another time, and I'm almost certain it won't take me 4 tries to get it right this time. Those are my thoughts for today. Hope you guys enjoy your week. I will see you in the halls. Teachers, Luca Noticias, I'll turn the time to you now to lead your class in the Pledge of Allegiance. Have a wonderful week, work hard, and we'll see you in the halls. Adios.